It's officially here. Best ball summer. The first tournament kicks off. And of course, our friends at Drafters are ahead of the field per usual. We're going to jump into some of the Drafters $20 championship today, probably knock out two tournaments. We are excited. We're going to be drafting and we're going to try to draft some of these rookies early. Let's do it. Second stream of the day, but a very special day in order to start drafting these tournaments that we're going to be spending the summer. I am your host, Rob Coakley, as always. So draft streams are usually at 10 a.m. Eastern on Sundays, but the tournament didn't drop till 1:30, and we decided, let's go ahead. Let's do some drafts here. So without further ado, because I want to try to get in more than one draft today, let's go ahead and let's register for our first one. And this will be my first main event of this tournament. We need 8 more. Another reason I wanted to jump into this. So we are going to we're going to fire, I think, 2 of these right now and try to get some value on some of people from the draft. Try to take advantage of some of this stuff shaking out throughout the day. But thank you for joining me on a Sunday afternoon. We have baseball going on. We have basketball playoffs. We have NHL playoffs, which don't count because the Bruins aren't in. So nobody's paying attention to those because of that. And we're going to fire some drafts. We're going to hang out, do our theoretical normal Sunday stream where we hang out, talk some strategy, have some fun. That is the standard for our Sunday draft. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have never signed up for Drafters, use promo code SPIKE. You get up to 100% match bonus up to $100. And what's one way to start being able to help max some of these tournaments. But yes, we're going to be jumping into this $20 tournament today. I see the good mornings in the chat. Fair, maybe morning some places. Ross says, don't take this year's Devontae Walker. We're going to try not to. But what if this year's Devontae Walker is Devontae Walker? Very, very. Did I draft any of the dance on Underdog? Yeah, I have like 6 to 8 teams in the dance, I believe. I did 6 to 8 of those. But I have not checked them. It's tough to check in the first round because it's just always changing, right? Just constantly updating what that actually could be, because your teams are alternating who's actually playing however many games. I know the Celtics losing sucked the other night, but for me anyways, but it's good for the best ball teams because they get that extra game. So there's that as well. We also fire music up on these Sunday streams, so we're going to keep that going. Have some background music while we draft. Brought to you courtesy by DJ Double Take, Jesse Wilkins, who also made my thumb for me on such short notice. So thank you so much, sir, for that. And we are waiting for a couple more people to fill out this tournament, and we will get our first draft underway. If you want to draft, jump in this draft. Let's draft together. Let's all fight over the same players that we want and have a great Sunday afternoon. Have some fun. Did a show earlier today with Eric where we talked some of the draft fallout. Not just for rookie players, we played it through the lens of some of the veteran players as well. Everyone's going to have their takes. I've heard some good ones. I've read some of the worst football takes I've ever read in my life this weekend as well. Can't be understated that some people just are looking for clickbait or have never watched football. And I'll leave it at that, I suppose. But yeah, I'll have plenty of bad takes, don't worry. Like, but jeez. Some of the stuff I was reading, I don't understand. But that's fine. That is fine. All right, looks like we just might need 2 more for this draft, so jump in if you want to get in. September 4th is the target date, huh? That's our first game, Thursday, September 4th. Feels like maybe it's not early, but doesn't that feel early? No, I guess it doesn't feel early. Oh, baby, we're in. Starting in 2 minutes. Our first draft, and we are drafting from the 108. Interesting spot. We got Beak Herd in here. Got Omega King. I don't know if I recognize anybody else. If you're in here, let us know. Some of you are already on your second and third drafts, you fiends. I would Google Mr. Master. If you're wondering, I would Google drafters list of states active. I mean, I'm going to see. I will do the work for you once. Yeah, we'll give you your answer right there. What state are you trying to find out? I'm not going to read out the entire state list. If you give me your state, I will let you know if it's on the list. Florida, I believe. I think you can marry an alligator in Florida, so I assume you can play fantasy sports in Florida, would be my guess. Yeah, you're good in Florida. So you're good in Florida. We are ready to draft. Let's get it. We are excited to draft. We're excited to watch people take who we want to draft. But I'm excited to draft from. I would have liked to have started from like the 110 or the 111 today, but the 108. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Now, drafters, if you haven't played on drafters, there is no playoff format with drafters. This is cumulative scoring through 17 weeks. So the good thing about drafting on drafters right now, as opposed to all the other sites that are launching tomorrow, we don't need the schedule. We don't need to advance to a playoff round and worry about week 16 and 17 matchups. This is cumulative scoring. So we are just looking to get the best year-long rosters. Will I do any double tight end teams with McBride and Bowers? If I do, it would not be on drafters. So for this contest, no. Maybe in others. We'll have to see how drafts shake out. If I feel as though that's viable, maybe I'll do. And if I do, it's going to be a small percentage, is what I will say. All right. Feet's going to be put to the fire right away for us. And we are going to take Bro's milking his full 30 here. He autos Malik. We're going to take... I feel like I'm going to have a big bag of him, and I feel like it's just fitting to start the year. My first pick of the actual playoff, the actual best ball year. I'm going to grab Nico. I'm going to be big on Nico this year, so I'm going to be having a decent amount of Nico Collins. So that's how we're going to start. I feel like that's the way I wanted to start this. Omega is saying that he thinks that we see CD move up boards and more like a top 3 wide receiver generally. Yeah, we were sort of talking about that earlier. That is a player that I think you're going to see CD moving. I mean, he doesn't have much room to move, but I agree with the premise. Who do you think you'll full fade at current ADP? I think I'm going to fade Kyren again and just bank he gets injured this year. Not that I root for injuries, but he seems due. We'll come back to that question after I get my next draft pick in. Drake London goes, I think AJ Brown is such an easy smash in the second round that we're just going to grab Nico AJ Brown. Feels great. So I'll be fading a lot of players. You guys, so obviously here at Spike Week, for any of you that are unaware, Spike Week is a best ball community. We supply best ball tools, which you'll see as well. I'll show you after this draft. This is the first draft, so nothing's going to pop up really. But perhaps I should still sign in and get our tools on screen. That seems like it's the smart play here. So this is what we do. We supply tools. We have a community. We have a Discord where everyone chats about best ball. You're going to see some of my ownership numbers from the previous tournament for now, which is fine. We'll adjust that as we go forward throughout the draft cycle, so it's only this slate, but I have my other stuff on right now as well. Anyways, I will be fading quite a lot of players. We were talking in the Discord. Well, in the Discord, we do a call every Wednesday night with a bunch of best ball players that are in the Spike Week community, which if you're a Spike Week member, you are going to be invited to that call if you'd like to join. And what I was talking about this past Wednesday night is how you're shooting for 1% outcomes in best ball tournaments. So you need to put all the pieces together in order to shoot for 1% outcomes, which is what type of structure are you doing? Sticking to your structure, making sure your fundamentals are there. You're not just spraying and praying. And one of my theories is trying to leverage the field on certain players and certain player combos and stuff like that. And in order to do that, you have to fade players. So I'll be fading Saquon Barkley. I'll be fading other players in the first round. I'll be fading players in the second round. I'm working through who some of those players are at the moment. But right now, I think my first round fades are definitely Barkley, probably Gibbs. I'm probably also fading Puka and Amon-Ra. And that way I can just leverage a bunch of the other players and be overweight. If I think that gets out of control, I can pivot. But I'll be doing that for multiple rounds and just trying to find the players that I want as we go. So I want to take a Chase Brown team here. Actually, let's just grab Kyren. We'll grab Kyren. He's fallen a little bit. I don't know what just happened there. And I don't think I would do this on the other sites, but I think I still like Kyren. I think Kyren is still going to be an 80% workhorse back. I know your thought process for fading him would be to try to, hope that there's not hope, but we know what we mean when we say hope that there's an injury. And sure, perhaps there is, but if there's not, Kyren's probably getting 75 to 80% of the work again easily. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to just go ahead, take Nico, we'll take AJ Brown, we'll take Kyren. And I like it. I'm also fading CMC this year. There's going to be in the next month, I plan to have a video because I think there's a lot of landmines throughout the draft that you need to make very specific decisions on. And after my next pick, we'll go ahead and I'll sort of outline that a little bit. So we see Jaden Daniels go. We're going to take Jalen Hurts. I wanted to get this stack. I wanted to start by stacking Jalen Hurts with AJ Brown. We got Nico. We got Kyron. We're building. What's going on, AJ? So back to that CMC discussion. I think there's a lot of players in the draft this year that you need to make decisions on. And when I say that, the lazy thing to say is to try to flatten your exposure, be 8%, which is what a lot of people do. That's not what I do. But I think in particular, there's players like CMC, Tyreek Hill, where you need to make a decision. You either want 20+% of a guy like CMC or you want to be at 0. So if I'm playing CMC, it's one of those ways. I'm either drafting a ton of CMC because he's incredibly undervalued, or we think that he's just absolute dust and it's time to move on. I think Tyreek Hill's one of those players like that as well, because Tyreek Hill's not a third rounder, right? He's either a first round talent that has slipped based on whatever happened last year, and it was just a down year and he's going to bounce back and be up in that first round echelon, or he's a falling knife. Same with CMC. So those are decisions you're going to have to make. And I want to put together a video of guys like that. See B. Kurt taking George Kittle on the 4th round here. So next question was, is there any love for super late round Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen, or are they both dust? I don't know. I'd be a little higher on Amari Cooper than Keenan Allen out of those two. I don't know what the Keenan Allen landing spot would be at this point. Amari not being signed yet is something. 20 rounds, you can do some things, but I wouldn't be going crazy with my ownership on those guys. So we're about to be on the clock here again. This is a massive space for some RBs here. Let's go ahead. Let's tap another wide out. Let's grab DK Metcalf from Pittsburgh here in the 5th round. DK is a guy I want to get right now as well. I believe they'll bring in a quarterback in some capacity, maybe Aaron Rodgers, and we'll start double counting again. And DK Metcalf will get moved up as soon as he signs a quarterback. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to grab DK Metcalf now. You do see this running back run start to occur. What's going on, Jeffrey? Welcome in, welcome in. All right, we are almost on the clock. Nico AJ Brown is a fun start. And now we're going to have even more fun, because we are going to draft RJ Harvey from Denver in the 6th round, because I know the people that I'm dealing with on this left side of the board here, that I'm probably not going to get him back in the 7th. So we're going to take Harvey now. We're going to throw up some DXs to everybody, to the people that wanted to draft him, to the people that said that I did it too early. You're getting the X's. So there you go. We take RJ Harvey. We start with Nico, AJ Brown, Kyron Williams, Jalen Hurts, DK Metcalf, and we have RJ Harvey. So the DX chops are out. I knew what I was dealing with. I read the room. You read the room. You read, you react. You know when to draft your players. I know that he was not making it back to the 7th round. B. Kurt already had him queued up. He was ready to draft him, which means I know who he's drafting in one of these next 2 picks, which is fine. But we got our RJ Harvey. So we're all trying to find the guy who did this. So when you see him move up to the 6th and 7th round, we are the problem. We are the problem. But I'm not playing chicken with you dickheads right now. I'm just going to get him. I'm just going to get him. So there we go. I know some people are probably watching this and are not privy to the fact that RJ Harvey is going to move up draft boards. RJ Harvey is going to be a 5th or 6th rounder in 5 days across all sites, probably. If it's not 5 days, it's under 2 weeks. He's going to be moved up. The opportunity's there. There's barely any competition. If he's anything, it's his job. Like point blank. So you're going to see drafters moving him up. We're going to all wear the hot dog suit. Wonder why we didn't get the value we wanted to. Why you didn't get as much as you wanted to. It's because you needed to pull him up to the 6th round already. Just flat out. This isn't 2021. It's 2025 drafting. People are too smart. People are too smart. Sure, I'll take Trey Harris as well. Because why won't we? Why wouldn't we? We'll take 7th round Trey Harris. Thank you. We will be the problem. We will be the problem. And we're okay with it. We are perfectly fine with it. Trey Harris, great landing spot. Could be a really fun player. Gets the team, gets the quarterback. Immediate pathway to be the wide receiver 2 with the Chargers. We'll just take it. I did want Josh Downs to fall back to me. That was what I was hoping for. But alas, it does not occur. That's okay. Do you think this is a fine team to take Ayuk on? Like, I think your team has to really be built to specific. As you really don't want to lose weeks early. I mean, you don't want to lose weeks ever, but I think we are sustained with Nico, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf. I think we can take on Ayuk. He's trending for a week 1 return, so we're going to do that as well. And if that is the case, round 8 Ayuk is a steal, so we'll go ahead and take Ayuk. So right now we are a 1-2-5 build. We have Nico, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Trey Harris, Brandon Ayuk at wide receiver, Kyren Williams, RJ Harvey at running back, and then at QB we have Hurts and AJ Brown. The other stuff I want to do is when we're taking guys like RJ Harvey, Trey Harris, the drafters that are coming up to pull these guys up are generally not taking Kyren Williams, right? So that's some leverage that we are able to create there as well by getting an even different version of the RJ Harvey, Trey Harris teams. So that is another thing I'm trying to make sure I do this year when I'm taking combinations of players, as long as I'm willing to draft them in general, which Kyren, I'm fine with Kyren. I'm not looking to have like a 35% stance on him this year, but I do want some Kyren Williams. So we know that the early drafters don't love Kyren Williams too much. So we'll just go ahead and grab him. Create a different type of team. And I am a whore for elite quarterbacks, especially in this format. So the only thing that's a bit crappy about early drafts on drafters without the schedule is because it's cumulative. I really don't like to overlap bye weeks on the onesie positions too much, but that is a risk we are going to be willing to take. All right, we're just sort of scrolling through, seeing some of the names here. I think I'm gonna have a ton of Charbonnet. We're gonna grab him. I'm gonna grab Charbonnet now. I was contemplating grabbing Jordan Mason there, but let's grab Charbonnet. Did make a rookie mistake here that I will tell you. Maybe it's not a rookie mistake, but it was definitely a mistake. I will tell you what it is after my next pick. I'm trying to find it now. All right. So now we're just going to smash Justin Herbert. Be done at QB. Get round 10 Justin Herbert that I don't think is going to be a thing this summer. So we're going to do the Trey Harris stack with Justin Herbert. We got the Eagle stack. And the rookie mistake was I should have been looking at this right side of the board to see if this is where Ladd McConkey went. We saw that he went in the second to Omega King here. So we should have been more, because we wanted Herbert. We knew that was the second pick we wanted. If Ladd was on this side of the board, we should have queued up Herbert first and then taken one of the running backs that fell back. Hopefully it would have been Charbonnet or Brian Robinson or Jordan Mason or whoever you like, but that would have been the smart way to play it. We get what we want, but this is why we're drafting in April too, to train our brains to make sure we're doing the right things here, making the right decisions through these drafts. But we get our guys. It works out for us this time. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes you will screw yourself. So just be cognizant of those little things throughout your drafts, is what I will say. All right, so a 2-3-5-0 build currently. sort of... I think this is going to be the way I build a lot of teams, where if I don't get a Bowers, McBride, or Kittle, I might be pushing tight end a little more than I used to in the past, and maybe opting on drafters for a 3 tight end build, potentially. There's a lot of red on the board right now. Look at this. I'm pretty happy with our QB room with Herbert and Hurts. Herberts and Hurts, attorneys at law. Wow. Big ol' QB run. Just a big. Tootin was a good pick there. Would have liked Tootin. That would have been fun. Let's grab Tucker Kraft. It's been such a solid tight end. I was eyeballing Keon Coleman there, but we're gonna grab Tucker Kraft for now. It makes me feel safe, so we're gonna do it. See Pacheco go here in the 11th. God, I still just don't love that Kansas City backfield situation. Do not love that Kansas City backfield situation as a whole. All right, we're going to be on the clock here in a second. I think I want to grab some Javonte Williams. He could be dust. I think he'll start the season at least with the job. They really didn't address the running back room at all. We're not playing for playoff formats here. Javonte might have some juice in the beginning. Maybe he can hold on to the job. It's not a sexy pick, but 12th round Javonte Williams feels at least half decent. So I think we're going to do that. I am curious. I gotta just be missing him. Yeah, there he is. I was wondering where Caleb Johnson went. So he went in the 7th round. Omari and Hampton went in the 4th. Okay. Those were what I was curious about. I knew they weren't there, but I wanted to confirm. Drafters is in the house. What's going on, Drafters Fantasy? We are back. We are firing into the first of all the tournaments. Drafters getting out there before everyone else, drafting on their championship tournament right now. You can get in. You can use deposit code SPIKE to get a deposit match bonus of up to $100. So make sure you're jumping in, drafting on Drafters. As we discovered earlier, it is legal in Florida to draft on Drafters if you're living in the state of Florida, and to marry an alligator. So just things happen in Florida, I guess. I don't know. Do what you want down there. That's what I'll say. No judgment over here. A little bit of judgment if you marry an alligator. I'm going to be honest. If you married an alligator, I would probably judge a little bit at minimum. Oh, this is an easy click. We're going to take Trey Benson, who I plan to be one of my highest owned running backs of the entire year. Couldn't hit that button quick enough. 13th round Trey Benson. Thanks. Do we think that J. Will there is better than Blue or Sanders if they are free? I think so. I think that J. Will. I mean, but it's not. I don't have a like hard line stance on it right now. I think he's better. I think he'll have the opportunity. Oh, look at this. Drafters wants to give a $20 ticket away after this draft, which means you could jump in our next draft that we do. Right after this one, we'll give away a ticket, and we'll draft again. Shout out to Drafters Fantasy coming through. We're going to draft Kyle Pitts. I'm sorry that after you do that exciting news, I have to draft Kyle Pitts, but it has to be done. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, so make sure you're subscribed. And we will give away a ticket to the $20. I will build a wheel now, I think. So make sure you type Spike into the chat. I'll try to build the wheel while we're drafting. Oh. I have a wheel. So you're going to have to deal with my Hometown Ghost Stories wheel, but that is fine. I don't think anyone will complain. Look at this. Look at all these spikes. Look at all these spikes. All right. Let me change songs. Let me try to make sure I don't miss my picks here. And I will set up a wheel for you. Got to type in Spike if you want to be entered into this giveaway. All right. We are on the clock. We'll get back to building that wheel in a second. We would like a wide receiver, if one makes sense. Oh, this is getting a little scary at the wide receiver position. Let's take De'Ami Brown. We don't love it. We hate it. We'll deal with it. Where am I here? Benny, Gay PO3. Who else we got? Who else we got on the wheel? Anton. I'm just going to write Anton. We'll know which Anton. You're going to have to put it in chat. I am the KY just so that I can see it. That's where it's important. I can't see the actual comments at the moment. Let's see. I am the KY. All right. Let's get our pick ready. We're on the clock here in a second. There was a running back I liked. Gone. Braylon Allen. Probably should have taken Braylon Allen. if we're being honest. Ooh, round 16 gets pretty gross. Pretty gross. Marshawn Lloyd seems like he was a big winner on draft day, so let's go ahead and grab him. Yes, I am the KY Cullen. I already got you. Omega King, K Sizzle. K Sizzle. Who else we got? Mikey. We got Mikey. All right, if you want a chance at this $20 ticket, you need to make sure that you write Spike by the end of this draft, and we will give away that $20 ticket. Is Lloyd or Shipley available this late? So they are right now. We saw Shipley go in the 15th round. He is a guy that I probably should have targeted. Actually, I wouldn't have got him. Right? We went this way. I guess I could have grabbed him over Pitts. But if you want Shipley, you're going to have to start pulling him up. Lloyd probably as well. They were massive winners on draft day. So those are guys that you're going to have to start pulling up a little bit. For sure. All right. So if you have not entered your name for the wheel, enter it now so that I can get it in so that we can spin this right after. I got you, Robert. Great name. Some say Robert is the greatest name. That's what I've heard. I have heard that Robert is the greatest name. Holy shit, we might win a 5-leg baseball parlay today. Let's see. Let's see what we're looking at here. Got to bet on the Celtics in a little bit too. Need to bet on the Celtics in a little bit. Good afternoon to you as well, Felix. If you're looking for a best ball champion, there's one right there, Best Ball Nation. And it's going to get a little gross here in a second. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to grab Terrence Ferguson. Got drafted by the Rams. I wanted to make this a 3 tight end build. So I'm just going to grab him in the 17th and figure it out from there. So now we're done at QB. We're done at tight end. I think that this is a fine enough team to make him our 3rd tight end. Some upside, some draft capital on a good offense. We already have Tucker Kraft. We have Kyle Pitts, however you want to view that situation. Fair RGT. These rounds get real disgusting real fast. So at the end of this draft, for those of you just joining us, I'm just going to lay it out one last time. We're giving away a ticket to this $20 Drafters Championship. We're going to spin a wheel. You have to write Spike in the comments to be eligible so that I can put you on the wheel. If you don't put that in there, then you're not going to be eligible. I'm going to grab AD Mitchell. We're at that point where we're grabbing some guys that we're hoping just do something. And I still have a little flicker of hope for AD Mitchell. I'm not drafting Pittman this year. The Colts as a whole are hard to draft other than Downs, in my personal opinion. So I'll be sprinkling in some AD Mitchell. I'll be sprinkling in some Alec Pierce. All right, Jonathan Cow. You would think that between doing a football show that has a million different names in a ghost show that has a million different names. I'd be better at knowing how to pronounce names. And I'm not at all. So we're just going to say Co. What was I looking up? Oh, we're trying to see if we're winning this baseball parlay. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Not riveting stuff for you guys, I would say, but that's okay. We're getting like that loading screen, which I hate. That's okay. I had the Mets -2, the Yankees -2. I had Boston. I had Detroit. And I have the Twins. Is that game over? Twins are up 5-0. I think we're going to crush. That's what we like to see. All right. So again, your last chance to actually be in this giveaway is to type in Spike now. So do it. Yeah. So we have the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, the Tigers, and the Twins. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. And we're going to be on the clock here in a second. We're only looking for running backs and wide receivers. God, is Mostert the backup for the Raiders this year or what? I hate doing it, but I think 19th round Mostert is just one of those gross picks you make. And you're kind of okay with it. You just sort of wince and let it happen, I guess. Hmm. 20th round is not great. But I think I'll take 20th round Malik Washington. Did see him start to get on the field last year. Perhaps they use his services a little bit more. First draft is in the books. We just went a 2-7-8-3 build. We have Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert, Kyron Williams, RJ Harvey, Zach Charbonnet, Javonte Williams, Trey Benson, Marshawn Lloyd, Raheem Mostert, Nico Collins, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Trey Harris, Brandon Ayuk, De'Ami Brown, AD Mitchell, Malik Washington, Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitts, and Terrence Ferguson. Oh, Rob, you got in there right at the end. Right at the end. I can throw you on the wheel. So we're going to say that submissions are now locked for the giveaway. And we're going to do the giveaway now. How about that? How about we do the giveaway now? I think that is going to be fair. So let me get this wheel up. Hopefully Drafters is still in the house, but if not, I will let them know. I hope you're still in the house if you're on this wheel so that I can get your username as well. I probably should have had you write your username afterwards, to be honest, but here we are. And I'm an idiot and added the wrong thing to the stage. Let's try this one more time. Let's pretend we know how to stream. Here we are. Here is our wheel. Everybody that entered is in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click to spin. The wheel is going to roll around. It's going to land on one of your names, and whoever it lands on gets the $20 ticket. Also, subscribe to Hometown Ghost Stories. Just be nice. This is my hometown ghost stories wheel. So let's go ahead. Let us spin the wheel that is going around and around it goes. Where will it stop? Nobody knows. It's going to Benny. Benny is our winner. Let's see if there's any more information on Benny. Nope. His name is just Benny. Benny, if you are in the chat still, please let us know what your... Please write your drafter's name. I'm guessing that's what Drafters wants, is your username. Drafters will let you know what they're looking for. I see both of you in the chat. Nice job, Benny. Congratulations on the $20 ticket. Big shout out to Drafters for giving away that $20 ticket, but we're not done. We're going to fire a second draft here. Let's go ahead. Let's get back to the lobby and let's enter now. So I'm joining at the moment. We have joined. Benny, share your username. The username has been shared. Let's share our screen again. Let's get ourselves back. I've already registered, so if you're wanting to join, join now. Nice job again, Benny. Shout out to Benny. Shout out to Drafters. Shout out to everyone watching this. That's right, Omega. We got to do it, right? We have to do it. We have to fire the drafts. We have to fire the drafts. We have our draft juice right here. We're already filled. We're in. Who else is in here? We got Omega. We got Ralph Wiggum. I know that name. I know I am the KY was in the chat. He gets the 102. We're at the 105 this time. So not quite the different side of the board. A little bit earlier, though. More to the left than the right. Benny, your ticket has already been added. Congratulations again. Congratulations. And who's better than Drafters? Drafters joins the chat. They give away tickets. None of the other best ball sites are doing it. Drafters is amazing. We love Drafters here at Spike Week. You'll see a ton of Drafters content this year here on Spike Week. We'll be firing into Drafters tournaments. I have an idea for something. I'm not going to say it. Drafters knows. I've talked to Drafters about it a little bit earlier today. But I am going to try to do something unprecedented this summer. So stay tuned for that. But we're gonna try to do something unprecedented in terms of drafting. Never been done before, some will say. And they would be right. Greg is asking, Harvey was going in 10th in pre-draft. If you think he is now a 6th round value, isn't the point of drafting now to try to get him in the 7th and 8th? It is. That is what you should be doing in most drafts. Here's the difference. I 100% agree with you, by the way. That's what you should be trying to do right now. Because he's going to move up to the 6th. You should be trying to get him in the 7th and the 8th. That's what you should be doing. What's going to happen in a stream draft like this is I know the people that are in these drafts, in our stream drafts. I knew that left side of the board. And I knew that Harvey was going to get taken if I didn't draft him in the 6th round. There was even a comment, I believe it was B. Kurt, who let us know that he had him already queued up. So if there is a chance that he goes above the 6th, I'm still fine getting him in the 6th there. Oh my God. I really would have liked to get Jefferson here. Let's get CD. Let's go ahead and grab CD Lamb here at the 105. But you're right. What you should be trying to do is get what you think is value, and however you market that, 100% correct. But when you're in some of these drafts and you know the people that are in the drafts, we're gonna take our swings. We're gonna take our guys. And Quasi is already saying that he went in the 6th round in his other draft as well. So he might be more than a 6-rounder. Well, we've just established that he's already going in 6 in other drafts as well. So he might be above a 6. He might get out of. He's gonna. The more I think about it, the more he ends up in like the 4th round. Probably, if he's already going in the 6 in other drafts as well, he might just get pushed up. So I'm fine with taking him in the 6 right now. So I think your overall point makes sense, though. Like that is what we should be looking to do with these players that we know are going to move up a ton. It is a game of chicken, and it's who wants it first. And I wanted to get Harvey in the first draft, and I knew the only way to do it was to do it that way. So that's what I did. I don't regret it. Oh, the Mets are going to ruin my life. CeeDee Lamb and Trey McBride. Feels great. Feels great. Are the Mets really going to ruin this for me? I need the Mets to win by 2. And they just gave up 1,000,000 runs in the 7th. You think so? You think it's too rich if Harvey goes in the 4th? I mean, none of us know, is what I will say when it comes to that. But if we're looking at 1 second, we have to draft DJ Moore here. All right, so Lamb, McBride, DJ Moore. So we don't know, but we know that the landing spot is phenomenal. We know that that offense really can crush in terms of what a running back does. There is no competition at all there. And the sky's kind of the limit on a good offense with a good offensive line. Those are the shots I'm willing to take. So that is that's where I'm at with it. 4th is where it starts to get a little scary, but when you start looking at the 4th round, it's really you're already taking shots starting in the 4th, 5th round on some of the guys. So we might as well take some upside shots. We're looking for top 1% outcomes in tournaments as well. If you think that RJ Harvey is going to be, I mean, and you can insert any player, you think that he is a difference maker and a guy that can be at the top of lineups, the cost is irrelevant when you're trying to hit a top 1% lineup. If the cost is the cost. So if he's a 4th rounder and you think that he is a guy that can give you something throughout the season, or if you think that he is a spike week player in a playoff format and he's a 4th rounder, then the cost is the cost. That's when you make the decision that you either want him or you don't want him. I'm fully on board with fading players. So if that is an evaluation you make and that's your decision to fade RJ Harvey because you don't think that he's worth being in the 4th round, that I totally understand. I'll have plenty of fades in the 4th round. I don't know who they are off the top of my head. We work through that over the course of the first month or so to try to figure out what I want to do there. But those are pivot point decisions that we need to make in drafts when they start to get, too expensive or whatnot. So I get it. I'm not arguing against it by any means, but definitely a good difference maker in my opinion. And I will want to draft him. I think this is a great time to take Devonta Smith. Start our first 2 drafts taking one of each of the top Eagles wide receivers. So we're going to do that. Yeah, well, he doesn't have much of a decision to make this year, does he, Benny? He better like his rookie because he didn't got much else behind him. So that's why it's a huge win for Harvey. You know, Ginty's a class of his own. So like you take Ginty out of the equation, and I don't know if there's a better landing spot for one of these rookie RBs. I mean, you can argue Omarion Hampton, great spot for him, for sure. No arguments here on that account. But yeah, he RJ Harvey kind of won the lottery with where he got drafted. And they really, I mean, like Sean Payton, we talked about this morning. I'm going to take Kenneth Walker, by the way, for multiple reasons. We talked about this on the show this morning, talking about the draft fallout. Sean Payton, noted liar, but he did talk about how Harvey was one of the guys that he really fell in love with in the draft process. He even brought up Ginty, saying that like they loved Ginty, but when they learned that it was basically going to be impossible for them to get Ginty on their team, that they made the decision to start looking at other players, evaluate other players, and Harvey was one of the guys that they fell in love with. Talked about watching 2 hours of tape on him in one Saturday or Sunday afternoon, whatever day he said. Now, grain of salt with anything Sean Payton ever says, but I don't think he had any reason to lie in this particular spot. So it's just kind of all the pieces are falling into place. What you worry about is if they decide to go grab for this format specifically, if they decide to go take a J.K. Dobbins, if they decide to pick up a Nick Chubb and sort of push the development of RJ Harvey to the middle to late part of the season, then that's a different question. We do see him go in the 6th round here as well. But drafts are not like they were 4 years ago. Drafters that are drafting right now are smarter, so that value gets evaporated early, as we're seeing today. Not only does it get evaporated early, it gets evaporated immediately. I'm going to grab Judkins here. I do want to make sure I have some of him. We'll go Walker, Judkins. We get CD, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith, Trey McBride. We get the 2 running backs. It's a fun one, Omega. We have a fun start here. We do have a fun start. Let's see how we can ruin it. As we do. All right, we're going to grab Matthew Golden. I'm grabbing him now because I know that he is going to rise above the 7th round. I don't think he'll get past the 5th. It's probably going to be tough for him to get to the 5th round as well. He'll probably end up like some sort of 6th rounder. Could be higher later in the season after we see whatever they're doing in the preseason. But I think I want a lot of my Golden exposure earlier. That's sort of the way I'd like to play that. So I'm going to grab some Golden now. I'm going to go back and sweat a little bit of this Mets game. Also, I'm an idiot for betting on the Mets because there's certain teams that some people just, no matter what they do with them, they do it wrong. Like, you know how you draft the best ball team? No matter what you do with a certain team, whether you take them or you don't draft them, you're wrong no matter what. That's me with the Mets. They were crushing. All my other teams are crushing on this parlay. Don't bet parlays, by the way. But, yeah, I just need the Mets to win by 2. They're up 1, bottom of the 8th. Classic Mets. Classic Mets. All right, let's fire the song. Man, I'm so excited that draft season is finally here. Glad Drafters is kicking this off a bit early. Drafting on a Sunday, getting 2 of our first 150 bullets in. Drafters came in, gave away a ticket as well. We love it here at Drafters. Excited to start building out our overlay. You'll be seeing me reference that quite a little bit more as we draft more. So this is the right time for us to draft Kyler. So we're going to go ahead and smash Kyler Murray here to pair with Trey McBride. Kyler, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the draft right now, getting him in like the 8th round. I think is an absolute steal. Yeah, Greg, what we have to remember, though, is it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what the teams think and how they impose them on the field. Golden was drafted with round 1 capital. They are going to try to get him on the field. There was a lot of question marks last year about Keon and Xavier Worthy as well. I would say even more in some respects. Maybe not with Trey Harris as much, but those question marks were there as well. And we're talking about even higher draft capital with Matthew Golden, a little bit higher in the first round. They're going to want him on the field. It's his job to lose, probably, going in. So I don't think I want to be extremely overweight on Matthew Golden, but I definitely want my exposure to Golden, is what I will say. And what a great time to double tap quarterback. We'll grab Murray. We'll pair Caleb with DJ Moore. And we'll be done with the position. The round 8, round 9 double tap at QB. And done. Feels good. Between post-draft best ball streams and ladies wearing booty hugging shorts at the gym, I can safely declare that summer is back. It's close. I will not lie to you. I had to wear a hoodie and a beanie this morning. Still a little chilly out there up here in the Boston area. But we're close. I think we got 70s all week here, which is great. Which is very good. Yeah, 2 QBs by round 10 is a great strategy. That is that's what I'd like to do in theory, but I think round 10 is round 10's Herbert. I think Herbert's like one of the most underpriced quarterbacks right now. So I'm gonna be trying to run through a lot of Charger situations at the moment. But give me Kyler, give me Caleb Williams to pair with our wide receivers here. And it feels quite good. Feels pretty good. All right, so we got a 2-2-4-1 build right now. I'm going to grab Keon Coleman. Hope that he makes it a year or two leap here. And entering round 11. God, I love the beginning of the draft, but I also love when you just start to feel really good about the draft and kind of know what you want to do in each round. Obviously not nearly there at the moment. I mean, Bateman feels more than fine here. Definitely took a step this past year. We're not looking for him to be an absolute world beater, but he's going to have opportunity. Let's go ahead and fire in some Rashad Bateman there. I like it so far. Kyler and Caleb at QB, Kenneth Walker, Judkins at running back, CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith, Matthew Golden, Keon Coleman, Rashad Bateman, Trey McBride. I like it. And we would like for the Mets to score a run right now at the top of the ninth. That's another thing we would enjoy with their 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up. Apologies for the baseball talk. You're lucky the Celtics aren't on. You're lucky the Celtics aren't on. But we are drafting football teams, and we love it on April 27th, 2025. Yeah, speaking of Thielen, though, that Panthers wide receiver room is now quite murky. Like, what are we doing with Thielen, Coker, and God, who was their rookie last year? Drawing a blank. The one that like water skis on alligators or something. Very Florida thing that he's doing. This is what I don't know, Greg. This is the one that I've been trying to figure out is what we do with Tootin. That backfield is an interesting blend, to say the least. So definitely something we're trying to figure out there. I'm going to grab Dylan Sampson. I don't know how much of him I will grab. I'm going to have to really pair into that. The Jacksonville situation is tough. You have Cohen in there now. He's not tied to either of the previous running backs. It feels like ETN is the one that will probably get phased out. So I do want Tootin. I do want Tank Bigsby. I'm probably not going to draft ETN, but when are we comfortable pulling that trigger is what we're trying to figure out. So he's probably fine in the 10th and probably a little higher than this, to be honest. Like, I'd rather have Tootin over Najee at this point. Not that Najee's undraftable, but I'd rather take that upside swing there. So he's probably going to be... I bet Tootin starts to go in the 8th round quicker than he doesn't. So perhaps someone to start drafting as well. That would be my guess. Yeah, I'm just going to grab more Trey Benson in the 13th round. We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. I'm already prepared for him to be one of my most overweight players on the season. So might as well get a head start on it. Would love for Alonso to hit a home run right now. That's what all my homies want. So we're done at QB. We're not under pressure for another tight end. The wide receiver room is looking quite nice. Quite nice with the wide receiver room. So we like that. Running back room is okay. We're building it out. See what we can acquire in the 14th and 15th round. I have ideas. I have theories. But we're going to have to see what the room gives us. And Alonso just got hit by a pitch. Nonsense. And yes, I apologize for sweating the Mets game again, but if they win by 2, I win a lot of money. Okay, we are on the clock. And I really want to look at the running back rooms. Room. I'm just going to pull up who I definitely want to make sure I get on this team, and that's Will Shipley. There's guys before him that I would like as well that I think I can still get, but 14th round Will Shipley is going to be a thing. He is a guy that I am absolutely going to grab. He is probably... You're probably going to see Will Shipley flirting with the 10th round, is my guess, at some point. Probably flirting with the 10th round. So I'll take him now. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I mean, just like one of the biggest draft day winners, right? They lose Gainwell. We know that Barkley's... he's sort of the workhorse. His snap rate is not quite what you would think of. You would have felt like he was on the field all the time last year, but he wasn't. So the contingent value, the ability for him to get on the field a bit already without any injuries is going to be there. I like Shipley quite a bit. I also like Braylon Allen quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and grab Braylon Allen. Still think there's some weird stuff that could shake out with this Jets backfield. So let's go ahead and grab Braylon Allen. And I'm fine with it. We will take it. Oh my God, please get a base hit, Marte. Sacrifice fly, anything. We have a man on second and third with one out. Base hit would be pants off, dance off time. I won't do it on stream though. Yeah. I don't think the AJ Dillon stuff's going to fly too well. There was a time, though. There was a time that we all wanted to really believe in AJ Dillon. It wasn't too long ago. We were trying to make fetch happen with AJ Dillon. He was not trying to make fetch happen. So what do we have? A 2-6-6-1 build currently. We're about to be on the clock here. I think we're pretty free to take any of the positions that we like. Freiermuth with this team? It's pretty gross. I guess we'll take Freiermuth. Man, it's starting to get real gross in the 16th rounds of these drafts. All right, we're done with tight end. We're about to be done with the Mets because they can't score. Who's coming up to bat? Their left fielder that's not even hitting 200. Great. It's time for him to show everyone why he's in the big leagues. He's 0 for 3 today, so that's great. What if I sent you a big enough super chat? Why, Dad? Unfortunately, you're a bit late. Bit late. Big enough super chat for what? I also don't think we have super chats enabled on this channel yet. Maybe we do. But I don't think so. All right. We are about to do some dumpster diving in the 17th round. I was kind of hoping Damian Martinez fell back to us. Oh, we'll just take Marshawn Lloyd again. That's what we'll do. Fair enough, RGT. Fair enough. Also fair, why dad? Also fair. All right. Man, these late rounds are a bit tough. The other problem with the late rounds right now is because you get, like, you're trying to figure it out, you can become too attached to late round players and just like it's like a comfort pick immediately. So you start to get too overweight on guys you probably shouldn't get overweight on. So that's another thing to be careful of. I am just as guilty as that as anybody else. So that's something you want to try to make sure you're not doing, unless it's a guy that you like really, really love. Perhaps then, but be very careful with getting too overexposed early. Oh my god, come on, dude. Just get a base hit for once in your life. And he doesn't. God damn it. Grounded out to second like an absolute bitch. Like I really want to grab AD Mitchell, but let's grab Wilson. Just grab another pass catcher. Stack up quite a bit here. Now I got to run the. Now I need the Nationals to score a run to send this into extra innings so that the Mets can win by 2. So that is sad. Thought it was going to be a very profitable day. I'm going to be honest with you. I forgot that Khalil Herbert went to Indianapolis. Or did I ever even know? That is the other question. I'm going to take Sean Tucker. Oh, I didn't even realize that I locked up the entire Cleveland backfield. Look at us. Look at us. But we'll do it. We'll do it. We're fine with it. We grabbed Junkins and Sampson and said, Cleveland Browns, terrible who? Perhaps a mistake. We don't do enough hockey stuff. I wish I was into hockey more. I am quite truly only a Bruins watcher. Like I can only like football, I can watch any teams play. I can watch any basketball teams play. I actually hate baseball overall. I just find it the easiest sport to bet generally. But hockey, I like hockey, but I only like watching the Bruins. I never got into it on a national level. And I wish I did. I think that had a lot to do with moving down south when I was young. This is not a psychology section, I promise. But I think it had a lot to do with that and it just not being a prominent sport down there. So I enjoy watching Bruins. I am just not a hockey guy. Never listen to my hockey advice because I don't know shit when it comes to hockey. Let's end this with a wide out. Who do we want to grab? We want to grab MVS, I think, because he's actually going to have a role. As much as you guys don't want him to, he's going to. All right. Let's read out the team. Kyler Murray and Caleb Williams, Kenneth Walker, Quinshon Judkins, Dylan Sampson, Trey Benson, Will Shipley, Braylon Allen, Marshawn Lloyd, Sean Tucker. Wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith, Matthew Golden, Keon Coleman, Rashad Bateman, Michael Wilson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Trey McBride, Pat Freiermuth. Solid team. Feels like it's a good drafters team. Make sure that you are drafting here on Drafters. Go ahead and fire in promo code SPIKE if you've never signed up before to get that 100% match bonus up to $100. You'll see that we'll be doing quite a bit of streams here as well on Spike Week with Drafters. There'll be more this week. I am quite sure of it. For myself, for Drafters, we will catch you guys next time here at Spike Week. Woo! Those were some spicy takes. Want to stay up to date with all of the other spicy takes we're going to have over here at Spike Week? Why don't you press that subscribe button below? You turn notifications on. We draft a team. Boom. You know about it. We have another spicy take. Boom. You know about it. You can be there. You can draft with us. You want to stay up to date? That's how you do it. All right. We'll catch you later next time here at Spike Week.